Diana here. Welcome to Sew Learn Create. I hope you like our channel, and if you do, please click that subscribe button and be sure to click the bell notification. Also, if you like our content and would like to support us in other ways, we have a Patreon page with multiple tiers of membership. I also have on my Etsy shop lots of sewing kits for most of the tutorials that we have on the channel. So today's project, we'll be making a denim keychain. This is a great scrap buster for tiny pieces of scrap that you have from other projects, and also an upcycling project for those old denim jeans that are just too worn out to wear anymore. So let's get started. For today's project, the denim keychain, you'll need the following supplies. You'll need some denim, and you're going to use denim or a stiff fabric for your backing because it gives it a little more body. And I'm using some new denim, but the best denim and easiest to find is an old pair of blue jeans. And then you'll need some fabric for your center circle, and it doesn't take much. So that makes it a great scrap buster for pieces you have left over from previous projects. You'll need some way to draw your circles, and you need 2 circles, one size for your outer and one for your inner circle, and I'm just using jar lids. And then you'll need some ribbon and a button and some basic sewing supplies. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw your circle, and you're going to cut out of your bigger circle 2 pieces of denim. And you want to make sure that your circles, there's just a little bit of space around the inside circle, so that, because you're not going to turn these at all, so you just want to make sure that when you lay them down, you can see a little bit of the denim and the inner circle for your middle section. So you're going to just draw your pattern and then cut it out. And I've already done that, and I cut mine out, my original one, with just my regular scissors, so it has a smooth edge. And then the one I'm using today, I cut out with what they call pinking shears, and it gives it kind of the rough edge. If you've ever done any scrapbooking, then you kind of know what those scissors look like. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make your outer section, and you're going to need 3 inches of ribbon. So we're going to cut our ribbon here, because you don't need much ribbon to make that loop. So you're going to take your ribbon and fold it in half with the pretty side out, and you're going to take your raw edges, and you're going to put it in between your 2 layers of denim. And I'm going to secure that with a clip. And then I'm going to clip mine all the way around, just so when we go to the machine and sew around, it doesn't shift on me and get way off. You could always trim it, but it's better if you can get it to where it doesn't shift on you. When we go to the machine, we're just going to go around in a circle 2 times to secure this ribbon and also give it a little more of a decorative stitching. So let's go to the machine. Now we're going to stitch around a straight stitch, and we're going to go around this circle twice, and we just want to make sure that we catch this really well. And I'm using about a 2.5 inch length straight stitch on my machine. And we're going to use the outside edge of our foot as our guide. And we're going to start just before this ribbon. And I'm going to take this clip off, but I want to make sure I keep my finger there so that it doesn't slip out on me. And we're just going to go around in circles. And if you get to where it's coming too far off your edge, just lift your presser foot and adjust your fabric towards the outside. And just go around your circle slowly. Then I'm coming back up to this. I'm going to come back up to this. I'm going to cross that stitching, and then I'm going to stitch just a little bit off of it to make it a little more decorative. So I'm crossing that stitching, and then I'm going to ease it over I just go around again, just slightly off of that. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to back stitch when I get back to that beginning section. Clip my threads. I always clip my threads as I go. And then the next thing, now we've got our outer circles attached, and we just want to pull on that and make sure that it's secure. Then I'm going to take my inner circle and I'm going to put it in the middle, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just go around twice, but I'm going to use the inside edge of my foot this time to go a little bit closer to that edge. Going to cross that stitching a little bit, and then I'm going to just kind of go off of it just a little bit. Kind of popped up in there. Let's put it back down. And back stitch. And you want those that stitching to look a little bit like when you're drawing circles and you're just doodling. You never go right over that drawn line exactly the same. So it's kind of just doodling with thread. So we'll go back to the mat and add our button. When you add your button or whatever you want to put in your center, you could do a charm or anything, but it's your last area of design. And so if you wanted for your button to be understated, you could use one that is the same color as your circle, your inner circle, and it would blend in a little more and not be as obvious of your button. Or if you want to use one that is the same color as your outer circle, then it would definitely show up. And then also, if you change the geometric shape, it's another level of design. And I'm going to use this square blue button because I kind of like that. And then the last area that you can do is your color of thread. And I'm going to use the pink because then that brings the pink in on my button. And I'm going to double my thread when I sew my button so that I don't have to sew around as many times. So doubled my thread, tie my knot. And I'm going to clip my threads. And I don't want my knot to show on the back, so I'm going to just come from the front, take a stitch, pull that up so that will be underneath my button. Thread my button. Make sure it's kind of underneath there. Hold it in the center and then go down. Well, pull it tight so that your button is nice and secure. And then wherever your thread is where your needle comes from. So my thread is on the bottom, so my needle needs to come from the bottom. And when you're doing a button, that's the hardest part, is coming back up and finding the holes. So sometimes if you flip it over, there it goes. Come back up, pull it tight again so that button is nice and secure. Go back down from the top. And then this one is a little easier to find. When you flip it over, you now see the other side, and if you go pretty close to that, it should come right back up in your hole. And with it doubled, I only have to do that about 3 times, and that secures that button well. So then flip it over, and then to tie my back knot, I like to take a stitch underneath my other threads, make my loop, put my needle through my loop, pull it tight. Got a little loop catch there. Let's see if we can get it to come out. There we go. And then I do that 2 times. So go back underneath my other threads, take a little tiny stitch of my blue, make my loop, go through my loop, and I got kind of a thread mess here. Let's see if we can get it to straighten out here. There we go. And then I clip my threads. And then your project is complete. I hope you liked today's project, the Denim Keychain, and see you in the next one.